What is the rudest thing that a guest did to your pet in your home? My boyfriend brought his new coworker Dave to our housewarming party last weekend. I have a 13-year-old beagle named Murphy who's blind in one eye from an accident years ago and moves pretty slowly these days. He's the sweetest old guy, never bothers anyone, just likes to find a cozy spot and watch the world go by. I'd invited about 20 people over to show off our new place. Everyone was having a great time, music playing, people mingling between the kitchen and living room. Murphy had claimed his usual spot by the fireplace, occasionally getting gentle pets from guests who thought he was adorable. About an hour into the party, I realized I hadn't seen Murphy in a while. That's unusual because he never wanders far from wherever the action is. I started looking around, calling his name softly so I wouldn't alarm anyone. Finally found him locked in the laundry room, whimpering and scratching at the door. The moment I opened it, he practically collapsed into my arms, shaking. When I helped him stand, he was limping badly on his back right leg. My heart immediately started racing. Murphy's old and fragile. Any injury could be serious. I carried him back to the living room and asked everyone what happened, trying to keep my voice calm but probably failing. Most of my guests looked genuinely concerned and confused. A few people mentioned seeing him earlier, but nothing seemed wrong. That's when Dave, who'd been standing by the beer cooler looking completely unbothered, started laughing. "Oh yeah, that old dog kept getting in my way while I was grabbing another beer," he said casually, like he was talking about the weather. "Kept bumping into my legs, so I gave him a little kick to move him along. No big deal." The entire room went silent. I stared at him in complete shock, not sure I'd heard correctly. "You kicked my 13-year-old blind dog?" I asked, my voice probably getting louder than I intended. Dave just shrugged with this annoying smirk. Barely touched him. "He's fine, obviously. Dogs need to learn boundaries anyway. Can't just let them walk all over you." My boyfriend's face went completely pale and he immediately started apologizing, clearly mortified, but I was already seeing red. Murphy was now hiding behind my legs, trembling and refusing to put weight on his injured paw. "Everyone needs to leave right now," I announced to the room. "Everyone except you." I pointed directly at Dave. "You're staying to explain this to someone special." My guests filed out quickly, many of them shooting disgusted looks at Dave and offering to help with Murphy. My boyfriend hesitated, but I told him he needed to leave too and think about the kind of people he brings around. Once the house cleared, I called my neighbor Jim. He's a retired police officer who absolutely adores Murphy and has a spare key to check on him when I travel for work. Jim treats Murphy like his own grand dog. Jim arrived within 5 minutes, still in his weekend clothes, but with his old police instincts clearly activated. He took one look at Dave lounging on my couch like nothing happened, and his expression darkened immediately. Turns out Jim had been working in his yard and witnessed the entire incident through our kitchen window. He'd seen Dave deliberately kick Murphy hard enough to send the poor dog stumbling into the wall. Dave's cocky attitude disappeared real fast when Jim calmly pulled out his phone and started recording, explaining the animal cruelty laws in our state and mentioning that his statement as a witness would be more than enough for charges. "Now, son," Jim said in that calm cop voice, "you've got two choices. We can handle this the easy way or the hard way." Dave suddenly became very interested in apologizing and asking what he could do to make things right. Jim suggested starting with Murphy's emergency vet bill and a written apology. 3 hours and $400 later, Dave was gone forever. My boyfriend showed up the next morning with flowers, having already blocked Dave's number and reported the incident to their HR department. Murphy's doing much better now, just some bruising thankfully, and Jim stops by every evening to check on him and bring treats. Best neighbor ever. Sometimes I wonder what would have happened if Jim hadn't been watching through that window, but I'm grateful he was there to witness everything and make sure justice was served for my sweet old boy.